Yay!
Yay! Yeah!
Oh, it feels good to be back.
Oh, it feels so good to be back. Do you feel that, D?
I feel it.
You feel that?
Do you feel it, Sophie?
I'm really
You snored
feeling
at me.
That music, this music, ooh.
So fucking good.
There's Prime Gaming for Roblox.
I love Ace Attorney so much. Like, I love when we say that every time when we get to that one case and we're like, oh my god, kill me.
Kill me, kill me, kill me, kill me.
Looking at the very last case of the last time that we played!
Like, oh my god.
Like, that was a good case, but my god, was it long!
Yeah, and I feel like this game's gonna have like a lot of really long cases, because like I said, I've played the first one, and that took me like 3 nights.
Yeah.
And then the first case normally takes maybe like 30 minutes.
Yeah, and then you move on to the rest of the game because it's like a tutorial level.
Yeah, but no, this one was like, you already know how to play, here's a case.
Yeah, here's a case. We're gonna introduce some new things for you to fuck around with, but that's about it.
Also, sorry for gross mic noises, I just realized it wasn't in the correct position.
Uh-oh.
There we go. But we're good now. Oh god, I didn't get a drink. Shit.
Dingleberry.
Why would you call me that?
Kara says, get a drink, silly head.
Me.
Me.
But Moss is sleeping on the couch.
Do you keep drink nearby?
There is a stack of Cokes, like, I'd have to leave the room for a second, but there is one near the room. They're all warm.
You can go... I mean, you can go snatch one real quick.
That's true. That's true. How's everybody doing today, by the way? Are you excited?
Hungry.
I'm actually really fucking pumped.
Yeah, like, it's been so long, it feels like going back to our fucking roots.
Yeah. Ace Attorney is what made this channel.
And Mass Effect.
And Mass Effect.
And Mass Effect, but we never finished Mass Effect.
Never finished Mass Effect, but both times that we played it.
We can go back to it. So, like, I just haven't been feeling it. I want to. The first game is just kind of a slog.
Yeah.
Hi, Measle.
Yeah?
It's Missile. Hello, I have eaten. I ate
Missile launcher.
Missile launcher. That's what my cat's name is short for. No, I'm kidding. I've eaten. I don't have a drink. I need to go get a drink. I have taken some headache meds. I need to go get a spippy. A big spippy. We're out of just like bottled water.
Yeah.
And I want a bottled water right now.
Do you have reusable bottles around the house?
You think we have reusable bottles around the house?
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm still...
Not a quote unquote present.
Not a quote unquote present, oh no. This music is so good.
God. I love it.
It's 4:20 p.m.
Nice.
Nice.
Kara, that is a very morbid question.
Oh my god, Kara.
But it did have a head. That's good that it still had a head.
I'm sitting here bopping to this music.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm
Bop
so
and
excited.
more
I'm so
music.
excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Alright. I'm gonna go get a drink and then we'll get ready to start.
Yeah.
It's our city now, Dean.
Yes. I now own the channel. Folks gonna listen back to this and hear that.
Probably bludgeon the poor fucker to death, I'm gonna be honest. Fucking swat, 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 swat!
I mean,
God.
if it was like a mouse whistle, it'd probably just say, "You're fragile."
Hello, I'm back.
Hi.
Wow.
Turns out we did just have some bottled water. I just didn't know where it was. It wasn't in the fridge, so I assumed we were out. So it is like room temperature bottled water, but it's water.
Yeah, it's water. I mean, room temperature water is fine for the most part.
That's true.
It's better than hot water, like really warm water. It's like, ew.
Yeah, warm water. I would literally rather die than drink warm water by itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have like a cooler. We have like a cooler at work that, like, every so often the ice would just completely melt, and then the water would get warm. I'm just like sad.
Good little pops.
I fucking love Ace Attorney music so much.
I'm so ah!
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna start a new game.
Okay.
Yeah. Jazzy is still all by themselves.
No.
Jazzy.
I think they must have got up.
Hold
to
on,
do
cutscene.
something.
A push for cultural transformation brought great waves of Western influence to this far eastern island nation. The revolution washed over the land, making life in the capital exciting and unsettling. It was a period of great change, and some was swept away by the tide.
Done.
But for one man, the turbulence of that era was just the beginning of an extraordinary story.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I think somebody just got
Okay.
murdered.
Okay,
No, it's just,
not
just
very
a hunch.
positive.
This is not a very hoggers moment. I still can't believe it. I still can't believe this is happening. How can it be that just beyond the doors to this quiet little chamber is the highest court in Japan waiting to decide my fate?
What? Oh wait, no, you.
Oh, no, nothing.
Save your glares, murderer!
Sorry. My name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I'm a
You
second-
also said
You
no.
almost did it again!
Shut up, 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 shut up. I'm a second-year student at the Imperial Yume University. 3 days ago, I somehow found myself in the middle of a horrifying incident. And Souffle is crying. And now here I am, awaiting my trial.
Souffle, yeah!
Yeah, Ace Attorney is technically a visual novel. Kind of. But like...
Yeah, kind of. It's a visual novel with puzzle elements.
Yep.
I don't know who this is.
Kara just said he's gonna be the great Hakogi. No, you didn't. You did not. You did not.
But not close enough. Hakogi.
You're not. She has in my hip.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. That's enough.
Hello.
He's not obliged to listen to such abuse, officer.
What does he look like that?
Where's the wind?
And who are you?
You just got dramatic wind. It's fine. I'm this man's lawyer. I'll be defending him today.
Lawyer?
Yes, and until the judge has given the verdict on this case, no one has the right to treat him as a criminal. So you will hold your tongue.
Why do you have a sword?
Look at you, I haven't even graduated yet.
He's holding the sword so he can kill him if he acts up. And yet I still seem to know better than you how a court officer should behave. Right, Ryunosuke? Oh, yeah, of course. Sorry. I kind of fucked myself. I'm realizing.
I don't have enough voices here.
Damn it, I want the kid.
Oh no. Zero!
Yeah, no, let's change up his voice so it sounds slightly different. Let's go a bit deeper. Let's go a bit deeper, maybe, and we can give him a little bit of an accent.
Hello, Penumbra. How's it going?
And now we're Penumbra.
Penumbra could be a lawyer.
Penumbra could be a lawyer.
You're smart enough for it.
Sure.
Your Honor, I object on account of suck my nut.
I want that angel to defend me in court.
Maybe smoother. Maybe the Astrid voice. No, that's too like posh, I think.
I think he's like a guy who sounds really confident. Like absolutely certain of himself.
Like, I could do, well, I'm doing like the Theo voice for Ryunosuke because the Theo voice is kind of my own voice, but like kind of like a high, like pitched a little bit up and, oh, hi Streamlabs. I thought you were dead. I will just fucking run with it. What are you apologizing to me for? Oh, no, I suppose that wasn't my fault. But really, Kazuma, I never meant to drag you into this. I'm sorry. Ha! There you go again, apologizing. Just like always. But I must say, you've been all over the newspapers these past few days. Yume University professor murdered in cold blood by student. But obviously, you didn't actually do it, did you? Of course not! You gotta believe me, I didn't do it! I could never murder someone. There's nothing to worry about. Straighten yourself up, hold your head high. You mean, I believe you. I know you're innocent, Ryunosuke. Kazuma Asogi, my best friend, also in his second year at Yume University. But he's far more clever than I. A star student, in fact. He's even a qualified lawyer. Impressive, considering he's still an undergraduate. It's not that impressive. The very concept of lawyers is only a few years old, here in Japan anyway. My qualifications don't mean much. Yet. You said exactly the same thing 3 days ago. But I'm proud to have a friend like you, Kazuma, truly. 3 days ago. Yeah, that's when all this started. Congratulations, Kazuma. Looks like you're gonna get to study abroad at last. I know, I've been forever dreaming of this day. Finally, the government elites have acknowledged my academic achievements and successes in court. So you'll be representing Japan as you immerse yourself in the most sophisticated legal system in the world. The British legal system. Yes, he does. He has like the dramatic wind. I think he just has somebody with like a big folding fan just like rapidly fanning him from like in front of himself at all times. I'm really happy for you and proud as your friend. There's not a soul in the university that doesn't know Kazuma's name. He's a living legend. It's like there's some mysterious aura billowing around his temple. I want to bring about change in our own legal system. That's why I have to cross the ocean to see the real thing with my own eyes. The heart of the British Empire. I wish I could see it too. Then come with me. We'd have a wild time tearing up the streets of Her Majesty's city in London together. If only it were that simple. Ah, dear, look at the time. I'd better be going. Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a while longer. Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in English class tomorrow, then, partner. Oh my god, he's a ghost.
He disappeared!
It was straight after that. That's when it happened. I think this might be Watson.
Oh, the Watson.
I think.
I'll tap for it so I can see.
He's not gonna be there yet.
Oh.
I think that's the big professor guy that looks kind of like John Watson.
Oh yeah. I am slowly remembering.
I'm not.
Just be British. Somebody be British now.
Okay. Sophie, may I have a word? Does that work? Yeah, okay, that worked.
Professor, I didn't know you were coming.
Well, this case has personal significance to me. But never mind that for now, Sogi. You should go immediately to the judge's chambers.
To His Excellency's chambers? Why?
He was looking for you before. Your advocating for the defense in this trial was a sudden decision. It seems there may be some confusion about procedures today as a result.
Who is this man? I feel as though I've seen him at university before. I see. I'll go at once then.
My time has come. I shall accompany you.
Alright then, Ryunosuke. I'll see you in the courtroom. Yeah. Thanks, Kazuma.
Reed Richards, but to the left.
Oh my god. Dot. This is awkward.
If I may?
Yes, sorry?
You must be the defendant. Ryunosuke no Hodo, I believe?
Yeah, that's right.
My name is Eugene Mikotoba. I'm a professor of forensic medicine at Yume University.
Ah, Professor Mikotoba. I've heard that name from Kazuma before. As I recall, he's been pushing to get the government to agree to Kazuma studying abroad.
Asoki has told me about you. You and he are best friends, I understand. As such, I feel you should know.
Know what?
Well, as you've no doubt heard, Asogi has been granted permission to go and study in Great Britain. However, if he should fail to defend you in today's trial, I'm afraid that permission will be revoked and never granted again.
What?
As I suspected, you were unaware of this.
I like how they're 3D models, but like the texturing makes them look painted.
Yeah,
I like it too.
it's so nice.
I had a feeling Asogi may have chosen to not tell you.
He's agreed to defend me, knowing that if he fails, his dreams will be shattered? But I don't understand. Why would the government do such a thing?
The administration has to choose from a large number of applicants for overseas study. It's very difficult to persuade them to grant permission, even in the most favorable of circumstances.
I don't believe it. But I didn't do it. I swear, I'm not a murderer.
Sure, that's true. But alas, I can assure you that proving your innocence will be no easy task. You see, there are certain peculiarities about today's trial.
Sorry? What do you mean? I just noticed I'm kind of covering up the text box a little bit, so let me just...
Oh,
Just cool.
straight inside.
I'm just gonna move that a little bit. Hi, I'm over here now. I'm gonna move it a little bit. Yeah, I'm over here now.
There you go. You'll soon understand once proceedings get underway.
But then what should I do?
Well, naturally, I'm not going to suggest doing anything that could lead to a conviction.
Right, so...
As soon as the trial starts, the judge will pose a certain question to the defense. When that happens, you must answer before anyone else. You must say, "I do."
I'm getting married? I do. But what will the question be? Surely not. Do you accept the accusations brought before you?
Of course not. Defendants! Court is about to begin. Proceed to the courtroom at once. Ah, it would seem our serendipitous discussions are to be cut short. So allow me to summarize. Kazuma Asogi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. Of course, as the defendants, the final decision is yours. What are you waiting for? Do you want to be found guilty for failing to appear? Get moving! There's no point in anyone advocating for the likes of you anyway. Damn rude.
This is it. If this trial goes badly, Kazuma's dreams of studying abroad are over, and what's more, I'll be found guilty of murder. So, with absolutely no idea of what lay ahead, I embarked on that unforgettable trial. My one and only chance of proving my innocence. The trial that would decide my destiny.
Title screen.
Damn, I kind of got a beat though.
Put a little bass on it.
His fucking face. It's kind
Oh my god, he's so
Oh,
scared.
He's gonna die. He is going to get the death sentence.
If the death sentence doesn't kill him, it's his anxiety that's going to do it.
The Supreme Court of Judicature. No court in the land has more power. I don't much like the look of those people sitting in the public gallery. Lots of military and other uniforms there. The powers that be have demanded that this be a secret trial. Secret trial? A trial that's closed to ordinary members of the public. Only military and governmental officials may attend. What? But why? It'll become clear in time, but for now... You need to concentrate, Ryunosuke. It's about to begin.
He's a little bit of a pretty boy.
Oh my god, it's him.
Are you gonna be the judge?
Yeah, you need to.
Yeah, I was just taking a sip.
Okay.
I was just taking a sip. The court will now hear the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
Prosecution is ready, Your Excellency.
His name is Ouchie.
I fucking love this game. Ouchie.
As is the defense. Oh my god, they spelled it with the British C.
Oh my god.
Before we begin, there is one point of order I would like to confirm. Yesterday evening, the defense made a last-minute request for a change of advocate. That's correct, Your Excellency. I made the request myself. Normal procedure is for the defendant's advocacy to be decided 2 days prior to trial. As this is an unusual circumstance, I am obliged to ask the final confirmation now. Who advocates for the defendant in this trial? Yeah, there it is.
There it is. Blurt it out, my good man.
This is it. This must be the question. Who's gonna defend me? That's the question the professor meant. But then, if I say I do...
Defending yourself is like the worst that you could possibly fucking do.
It literally is, yeah. The professor was straight up just like, no, take the fall for you. Just take the fall. Just take the fall. You're probably gonna get the death sentence. Just do it.
Yeah, it's like, you do it so he doesn't lose his dream for you.
Oh my god. Okay. Sorry. I was checking something. I saw I had an alert. I need to answer quickly. What should I do?
I do, Barry Cosmo.
Your Excellency, no confirmation is needed. As I'm standing here beside the defendant, I hope it's clear who will advocate for his...
He's so unconfident. Look at that man.
What is the meaning of this unruly outburst? I would like to inform the court that I, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, will be defending myself. You'll be... What? What are you playing at, Ryunosuke? Professor Mikotoba told me everything just now before the trial. He did what? He said that your dreams of studying abroad would be dashed if you were to lose. How sad. That means you don't have faith in me. You think I won't be able to get you off?
I forgot about that one.
Somebody please clip that. Somebody please clip that.
Wording, says Care.
Begging for. Why isn't Emil here?
Emil.
No, it's not that, really. It's just that. Well, on the off chance that things don't go well for me, I couldn't bear to be the reason that you.
Didn't.
Yes. I knew that's how you would feel, which is exactly why I decided not to tell you. Professor Mikatoba shouldn't have stuck his nose in. Very well. The court hereby recognizes the defendant's desire to advocate for himself in today's trial. This is what he wants to get you off, bro. No homo? All the homo, bro.
No more. So much homo.
So much homo.
Bro.
Do you think they've explored each other's bodies?
Well. Does the accused admit defeat already? Renouncing his own counsel, really?
Objection!
I love you. You're such an asshole.
Make no mistake, counsel. This merely shows that the defendant's innocence is so apparent, he's confident he can speak for himself. Isn't that so, Naruhodo-san?
That is... Look at that face. That is the face of a man who has no confidence.
Yeah! Yes, exactly! Exactly what I wasn't thinking! I'm not confident at all! In fact, my mind's a complete blank. I realize you're in charge now, but still, try not to look so bewildered.
Well, for a mere university student to be brought here before the Supreme Court... You must have perpetrated the most heinous crime indeed.
Did you just say heinous?
Heinous!
Heinous.
I don't know!
Heinous.
It's heinous.
Heinous.
As you are no doubt aware, this is the Supreme Court of the Supreme Court of Judicature of Japan.
There's a reason why we don't use the word judicature anymore.
Accordingly, the very highest standards of conduct are expected of all present. Do I make myself clear, Defendant Naruhodo? Yes, Your Excellency. It is therefore my duty to assess your competence for the task you have undertaken. This is the tutorial. My competence? What does that mean? He's questioning your ability to do the job. Well, he can't be questioning it more than I am. Let's start with the very simplest of questions. Yes. Kindly state before the court the name of the victim in this case. Well, that's easy enough. I've heard his name more times than I care to remember. But, wait. I'm so nervous, I can't even remember that. What was it again? Rinosuke. Let me guess. Your mind's gone blank? You know me so well. All the relevant information of this case can be found in the court record. But I can't even find that. It's simple. You can assess the court record with E. If you ever find you've forgotten something, just consult that. It's all there. The fuck do you mean? Press E. What do you mean? I just have to press E for the court record? Alright, there's no time to lose. This is a list of evidence you've collected. Now try switching to people instead with E. You'll find details about the victim in here. When you're done, just press Z to go back.
23 years old.
23 years old. 42. 51.
1.
Takatsuchi Ouchie. John H. Wilson.
Wilson's dead. No.
John H. Wilson. So remember, everything to do with the current case can be found in the court record. Now you better not keep His Excellency waiting any longer. Go on. Find the victim in the people section of the court record, then press R to present. Try it now. Boop.
Yes!
Yes. The victim's name was Dr. John H. Wilson.
Well, at least you can remember the name of a esteemed member of your own university.
Bonk. Bonk. Wait, hold up. Wait, hold on.
Ow. Ow.
Please.
Ow. 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 Suppose you don't got a dent in his big ass forehead from doing that all the time.
Slightly off. Funnier.
Dr. Wilson was a visiting professor from England invited to Yuma University 3 years ago. I'll give him like a slight accent, I think. I'll give him a slight, just a little bit of an accent.
Just a little bit.
Tiny accent. Tiny British accent.
Tiny British accent.
Indeed, which is the reason why this case has such profound implications. The British Empire is at present our country's most valuable foreign ally. Oh, everybody hydrate.
Right.
And as most of you will be aware, we have just signed a new treaty together after lengthy negotiations. There can't be anyone who hasn't heard of the Anglo-Japanese Treaty of Friendship and Navigation.
Is that a real thing?
I think it's real, yeah, I think we looked it up.
Oh yeah, I am slowly remembering now. It's been a while.
Oh, wait. And yet, despite these delicate circumstances, the blood of an Englishman has been spilt on our soil. You two are both undergraduates at the Imperial Yuma University, are you not? Murdering a professor from the very institution that provides your education. Have you no honor?
But I didn't do it. This case is coming under great scrutiny from our allies on the other side of the world. The court therefore wishes for a speedy resolution to this matter. Huh. In other words, our feeble government is scared of upsetting England's policymakers. And you're a convenient and expendable scapegoat to blame for this crime. So that's why this trial is unusual, peculiar...
Yeah?
So that's why this... So that's why this trial has these unusual peculiarities, is that it? Exactly. Our government needs to convict someone as quickly as possible. All because the victim was an Englishman. Yes, Dr. Wilson was an Englishman. But nationalities and treaties won't make any difference for me here. The fact is, I was at the scene of the crime. Oh dear, look at the time. I'd better be going. Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a little longer. Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in English class tomorrow, then. Partner.
Partner.
They're gay. The British Empire. Wow, it's incredible to think. Oh man, I hope something doesn't happen to Kazuma. I just had a thought.
No.
Cause you do end up going to England. Oh no.
Oh,
Oh no. Wait. I've seen that man at university. I'm sure he's a visiting professor from Great Britain. I don't know his name, but still, I should go and say hello. That was your second mistake. So I went over to the professor's table and introduced myself to Dr. Wilson. Now then, let me pose my next question to you, Defendant Naruhodo. Yes, Your Excellency? How did this professor of medicine, Dr. John H. Wilson, lose his life? State before the court the cause of death. It's gonna be... time of death. Single bullet fired at close range. Fatal hemorrhage from pectoral ballistic trauma. No exit wound. Bullet did not pass through the body. Cause of death. Well, obviously that was, Rinosuke. Remember that in the court, every assertion must be backed up by evidence. By evidence? But how? Find the piece of evidence that shows the professor's cause of death. Select present. R. Yes. Well... according to this document, the victim suffered a hemorrhagic death due to gunshot trauma.
Hard to read, you imbecile. That's the post-mortem report, I take it.
No, you can't have it. It's mine.
Give it here!
Sorry, yes, that's right. The post-mortem report. In the West, a doctor dissects corpses to identify the cause of death in an autopsy. But here in Japan, a police officer merely inspects the body, draws conclusions that way. Oh, I see. As long as I'm not going to be tested on any of this later.
This is a so-called photographic print of the scene of the crime. You can clearly discern scorch marks around the bullet hole produced by the powder explosion. What? In other words, we should assume that the victim shot at a close range.
These, you gotta remember, Sprite, these were like really old-timey pistols.
Oh, that's true.
Thank you, counsel. The court will accept this modern scientific evidence into the record. Look at this photographic print. So that's a photographic print. Well, that's something I've never seen before. It's clearly superior to a drawing. The detail's incredible.
First time seeing a picture.
I think it's so funny because for us it's just a drawing. Very well, I'm satisfied with your answers. Let us start the trial.
Woo!
Certainly, Your Excellency. So, without further ado, in order to better apprise the courts with the facts of the case, the prosecution hereby calls for its first witness, who was there at the scene of the crime when it happened.
This is it then. I think I may have worked out what the professor had in mind. The professor? You mean Dr. Mikotoba? Yes. Clearly you're the defense lawyer today, not me, but that doesn't mean... Well, I can still act as your assistant. Oh! Of course. When he was speaking with me before, he simply said, Kazuma Asogi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. He really has been sticking his oar in, hasn't he? Maybe, but any help you can give me would be greatly appreciated, Kazuma. Well, my first piece of advice is rein in that crazy look of bewilderment and control the cold sweats. Only if you rein in that crazy headband and control the cold stares first.
Hello?
Oh, hello.
That guy.
I'm gonna make out with him.
State your
I
name
came
and
a little
occupation
later.
for the court, please.
You're gonna have to take this one.
Alright, that's fine.
Yeah,
Hang
I
on.
did this guy last time.
Oh, you can take him then.
Yeah, go ahead.
Of course. My name is Satoru Hosonaga. I am the head waiter at a Western-style restaurant called La Caneva.
Oh no, he's got the consumption. Are you alright? You seem to be coughing up some, Oh, the other side of that towel has to look horrendous.
Yeah.
It's a regular occurrence. It really doesn't bother me.
Well, it really should.
As everyone knows, the capital's southeastern quarter was developed for foreign visitors some years ago. It's become a very fashionable district now, full of hotels to accommodate overseas guests. This grim crime occurred in one of the district's so-called restaurants. An
Occidental?
Okay, Occidental eatery 3 days ago.
What does Occidental mean?
I can't remember.
Hold on. 1 second. We're just... I don't know either. Siri, what does Occidental mean?
As an adjective, Occidental means relating to the countries of the West. Do you want to hear the remaining one?
No, thanks. Okay. So as is relating to Western countries. Also, I just noticed that when Siri spoke, my model's lips moved.
Please clip that.
And no petty interjections from the aspiring lawyer boy, please.
Objection.
Did you just call me boy?
Yes.
Aspiring, maybe, but aspiring?
It was just after 2 p.m. on the day in question. We have few diners at that time of the day. The lunchtime rush was over, and there were only 3 tables still occupied.
That fits in with my memory of it, too. There was hardly anyone else in the place.
It was when I was in the kitchen putting away crockery and cutlery. A gunshot rang out, so I hurried out to the dining area to see what had happened. I found the victim, an English gentleman, slumped in his chair. And standing immediately beside him, gun in hand, was the accused university student.
Yes!
Hold on, let me just clarify something here. While I did pick up a gun that I found lying on the floor beside the professor, I didn't shoot him.
Objection!
God, your voice.
I believe I asked you to refrain from petty interjections.
That's right, you're a little hard to hear, apparently.
Sorry, I'm leaning back because it was in my lap. I believe I asked you to refrain from petty interjections. Cosmo, don't jump up out of my lap. No! The court wishes to listen to the witness's report of what he saw, you amateur!
But... The next time you interrupt at an inappropriate time, you will be penalized, Defendant Naruhodo. Don't worry, Ryunosuke. You'll have your chance to fight back.
Excuse me.
But now we must just quietly listen to the witness. Ugh.
If I may confirm one point, waiter. Standing beside the victim with a gun in his hand was the same man we see here in this court today? Yes, without question. I see.
And apart from the accused, was there anyone else standing beside the victim? No. There is no one else around that table but the deceased Englishman and the university student.
Huh? Wait, what did he just say? There was no one else around that table. What's the matter, Ryunosuke? That's not right. When I went over to Dr. Wilson to say hello, there was a woman sitting opposite him at his table. Really? And that's not something the waiter could have... And that's not something the waiter could have met. Wrong voice. I've been warned about interjecting, but still, what should I do? Interject?
I would wait.
Maybe wait,
Maybe wait.
because then you don't want to get penalized.
Yeah.
You'd always like speak up later, right?
Yeah.
I
like,
desperately
you
want to
cross-
say something, but I was told not to interject.
Yeah, the cross-examination.
Ryunosuke,
Yeah.
your parents tell you to study. You're the kind of man who would diligently get to work, aren't you? I suppose I am. I'd never have gotten into Yuma University otherwise. But you can't just always follow the rules in life, you know.
Just
You don't say what you want to say right now, you'll seriously regret it when you're found guilty. Alright, you've scared me. I won't forget that piece of advice in a hurry. There is something I want to say. I'm just gonna shut my eyes and say it. Just a moment, please. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone. I'm sure of it. There was a lady sitting with him at the same table.
Dear me. What are we going to do with you? With your blatant disregard for court proceedings, I'm beginning to wonder if you're not a fraud. Could it be that the accused, this mere student, is not a real lawyer after all?
Are you having fun?
Yes. I'm sure of what I saw. Osanaga-san, is there any chance you're mistaken? Perhaps your memory of events is hazy?
No. The deceased gentleman came to dine alone.
I don't believe it.
I actually have a rough plan of the restaurant as it was that day. Please, have a look if you'd like to.
Let me see. A sketch of the establishment's layout drawn by yourself, I presume.
That's right. I'm afraid I used the back of my business card. It was a turbulent situation. However, as you can see, the gentleman in question was seated alone.
Well, you're clearly a very conscientious waiter. Been added to the court record? No.
Thank you, sir.
I think that's his tell. When he's lying, he'll cough. I think.
Mm-hmm.
The court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence. Thank you for the good luck, Gary Penny.
Oh, well...
Is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once.
Of course. Here you are.
What was that about? He's been completely calm and collected up until now. Something certainly seems to have shaken him.
Probably the tuberculosis.
I have to go ease. I hate to leave you guys alone, but I'll be back. I promise. I
Okay.
Fucking whore.
See you guys later.
Yeah.
Right, now you have to take him, D. I'm voicing too many characters. You can have Ouchie too.
Oh, yes. Of course. My beloved Stinky. Okay.
Stinky.
Sitting up stinky. So, the court has now heard a
Priestess?
okay, the priestess of the case. Well, we both had to stop and look at that word like, huh?
At the moment the gunshot was heard in the restaurant, the only person in close proximity to the victim was the defendant on trial today. But seem we are looking at a black and white case here.
Except he's lying through his teeth.
Defendant Naruhodo. Yes, Your Excellency. You admit your guilt at this stage, the court's willing to look mercifully upon you.
Excuse me. In other words, you may have some small reprieve in terms of your inevitable punishment. Bonk, bonk, bonk. I called this waiter as an unsworn witness in order to explain the details of the case to the court. But I must warn the defense, if you are determined to pursue matters further in this trial, the prosecution has decisive evidence from sworn witnesses who were present at the scene of the crime. There it is. Well, that is neat. Isn't there like something on the back of the card?
Yeah, I was gonna say I wanted to like turn it over to see what was on the back, but
yeah, we probably aren't allowed yet.
yeah, it's not gonna give me the option to.
Until it's like, hey, look at the back of the card.
Oh my god, there might be something on the back of the card, and I'm like, I figured that out at the fucking beginning of the trial. What do you think I should do, Kazuma? What do you mean? Well, I'm gonna be found guilty one way or another, it seems. Wouldn't it be sensible to plead guilty at this stage and hope for a more lenient sentence? Everyone keeps telling me that this trial is unusual about these peculiarities. You've said it, Professor Mikotoba's said it, and so has the judge and the prosecution. I'm scared of what lies ahead if I push this. As I first said from the outset, I believe you're innocent. I trust you. And yet, despite knowing that, you're willing now to throw that trust back in my face? Is that it? What? If the accused is in fact innocent, then a defense lawyer is duty-bound to prove that innocence by whatever means necessary. Are you just gonna abandon that duty? Are you gonna give up on yourself? The battle hasn't even begun yet, Ryunosuke. The defense pleads not guilty, Your Excellency. We invite the prosecution to stop making empty threats and bring out its witnesses. Then we'll see just how decisive this evidence really is.
Ryunosuke's face!
Indeed. Prosecutor Ouchie, please continue with proceedings.
I can't get over his fucking name.
Ouchie.
Well, you were warned. The young can be so reckless. You know, many call me a saint, but I can be a devil when I want to be.
Shut up, shut up, bitch. Your hair texture's bleeding onto your hair. Your skin texture's bleeding onto your hair.
Yeah, your textures.
Ugh.
In a few short moments from now, that dumbstruck young mouth of yours will be silenced forever.
Please don't describe it like that.
The prosecution calls its next witness.
You kind of schmooze with it, though.
Yeah, not gonna lie.
Very well, officer, bring forth the witnesses.
Witness, kindly state your names and occupations for the court. Oh god, there's gonna be so many.
Yes, sir! The Great Nippon Imperial Army Sergeant Iesanosa reporting for duty, sir.
Okay, I'll take this guy. Myself, I find employee as a purveyor?
Yes.
Okay, purveyor of fine articles of antiquity from the... Jesus Christ.
Efflorescence.
Efflorescence of our nation, Nippon. And conduct my trade from Rasutea, humble premises in the 2nd District, Kyario Kurikuta, at your service.
Curio Kurekata.
Kurikuta?
His name is Curio Collector.
I fucking love this game so much.
I hate Ace Attorney. Yes and no, sir.
Yeah, that one fucking the best. Yes and no.
His shop is named Rusty.
Rasuta. Oh my god. I fucking love these games.
An antique dealer and a soldier. What an unusual pairing.
Both of these gentlemen were present at the restaurant on the day in question.
They must be diners at the other table that the waiter mentioned.
Myself, I habitually take tea of the most exquisite aroma at the establishment in question. Always post-noon. And not infrequently converse with interested parties regarding the curios of which I make my business. Me neither, buddy.
I can't understand a word that old man is saying. He's an antique dealer, and it sounds like he's a regular at Le Carnival. He seeks out potential customers who may have had an interest in antiques and tries to sell his wares to them. He obviously targets Le Carnival because it's a high-class restaurant with rich clientele. Right, I see. Although to be honest, that sergeant looks more like he'd be a seller rather than a buyer. I'm remembering something, and I've just noticed something about this guy that's gonna make sense in a little bit.
Yeah. Now, you both witnessed the precise moment of this most atrocious incident. Is that correct?
Affirmative. The enemy unit was seen attacking the foreigner in what can only be described as an act of war, sir. It was that black uniformed rogue infantryman over there who unloaded his firearms, sir. This man's as impossible to understand as the other. But I'm almost sure I heard a strange noise during that last thing he said. So this is the decisive evidence the prosecution was threatening. Soldier is claiming that he actually saw the precise moment you shot the victim dead. Yeah. Well, are you starting to feel uncomfortable? If I'm honest, I was feeling uncomfortable from the start.
Missile said he looks like King Dice.
You're right.
Yeah, I said he, like, and I also said, like, he kind of looks like J. Jonah Jameson.
He does. He's got a very, like, he has a very face.
He is the most face.
He has the most face. The court will hear your final testimony. Please, you will state everything you saw at the precise moment at the incident occurred. Sir, yes, sir! Standing by, ready to report, sir! Was that a baby?
Unsavory memories of a most... What the fuck is that word?
Acerbic? Acerbic?
Acerbic afternoon.
Hold
Whatever
on.
that one word is, I don't know. I'm old. I don't know what I'm saying anymore.
Siri, what does acerbic mean?
Acerbic means, especially of a comment or style of speaking, sharp and forthright. Do you want to hear the remaining one?
Sure.
Acerbic is an archaic and technical term. It means tasting sour or bitter.
Okay. I mean, I guess that makes sense in that context, but not really.
I do really fucking love how Alien's lips move when Siri speaks. I swallowed my phone about 2 weeks ago, guys, so that's why. And it hasn't come out since.
Just remembering back to
Oh my god, he's shaking like a little chihuahua.
He's old, that's why.
He's just going.
Have you seen old people? They just do that.
I was ingesting a regulation beef steak at the restaurant while having a tactical discussion with the old man.
Myself, I was extolling the virtues of a particularly fine golden curio to the military gentleman.
At that precise moment, a firearm was discharged. I observed the enemy's actions with my own eyes. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel.
Well, that can't be right.
That can't be right.
I was on my hands and knees investigating the whereabouts of my mysterious absconded precious curio. So he didn't see it, and the other one just
Is
didn't see it, right?
the other one is claiming to have seen it, but I don't think saw it.
Yeah.
Well, so you, Sergeant Nosa, actually witnessed the vital moment. You saw the split second when the defendant fired the weapon on the victim. Yes, sir! Affirmative, sir! That wicked university cadet, Jesus Christ. University. That wicked university cadet, sir! The cruel and unforgivable enemy!
There was some type of accent that tried to come out there.
University.
University. What times we live in when an English gentleman may be assailed in the broad light of day. Hello, Sprite. Welcome back.
Welcome back, Sprite. But this is ridiculous. I didn't shoot anyone. Is that really true, Yuinosuke? Yes! All I did was pick up the gun I saw lying on the floor.
That's why you don't do shit like that, kid.
After I'd said hello to Dr. Wilson, I went back to my table and sat drinking some coffee.
My light, hang on.
Then when I'd finished, I got up from my seat to leave the restaurant, and I noticed an English-made gun next to the chair where the professor was sitting. I thought perhaps the professor had dropped it, so I bent down, and just as I was picking it up, well, if that's the truth, there was obviously a criminal on the scene somewhere. And somewhere in these two witnesses' testimonies, there is a clue as to who that criminal was. There is?
Chihuahua shakes.
Ryunosuke, you must exercise your right to cross-examine the witnesses. Cross-examine? Do it now!
As we heard, Your Excellency, there is no room for doubts in the testimony of these witnesses. The defendant is clearly guilty. Sorry. It is time to bring this despicable student to justice!
Certainly the testimony the court has just heard eliminates any vestige of doubt. Therefore, it is my grave duty to declare the verdict of this
So unsure.
What in the name of the Emperor is the meaning of this outburst? I mean, the defense demands its right to a cross-examination.
Dear me, dear me.
I clicked on the wrong button.
Uh-oh. Let me guess. The Hachimaki headband boy next door told me to do it. How pathetic.
Hold on.
What you doing?
Hold on really quickly. Siri, what does Hachimaki mean?
Here's what I found.
It literally translates as Rain Man. Hold on.
We're gonna look up the significance of Hachimaki headbands here. Hang on.
Okay, so Hachimaki is headbands for runners when they compete in races.
Okay. Alright, that makes sense.
Okay.
We're learning.
We're learning. I'm learning things today.
You're learning. Yay.
Ace Attorney is an educational game.
Huh? How did he know?
Prosecution objects. This is a clear waste of time.
If you're not gonna let the defense defend, why did you even let me have a defense attorney?
Yeah, like, that defeats the purpose.
We could have just not shown up.
The defendant obviously has no experience. How can he possibly carry out a cross-examination?
Objection!
The defense is asserting its right to a cross-examination. Whether or not you think he's capable of it is irrelevant. Kazuma is so commanding. Very well. Let the defense conduct a cross-examination of the witnesses. I remember reading that one of the things they had a lot of trouble with these designs was coming up with, like, hair that, like, fit the characters, but, like, wasn't, like, anachronistic.
Yeah.
This is where the battle really begins, Ryunosuke. But I don't even know what I have to do in a cross-examination.
Just ask questions.
Isn't it obvious? You have to expose the lies in the witnesses' statements. How? You didn't fire the gun, which means that soldier said has to be a lie. Well, yeah, but it's just a case of proving it. And the key to doing that is evidence.
And bullshitting away to it.
Just keep pressing things until you notice an obvious lie and then show something out of the court record.
Yeah.
Evidence. All you need is to present some decisive and indisputable evidence that proves the witness is lying. Now let's go, Ryunosuke. Don't let them beat you.
Slap.
The way he checks.
All right then, it's all or nothing.
Cross-examination.
Okay. Now we press this.
Oh my god.
Why aren't you saying anything? Is this some new interrogation technique? I hadn't actually thought of what I wanted to ask. Just ask about anything that catches your Timothy.
Timothy.
I kind of want to play a D&D character that's like a lawyer.
You know what? That'd be actually really fucking cool.
I think that would be fun.
Let's play an Ace Attorney character.
Give them like a pun name.
Yeah. Just go full ham into it.
They're like a goblin lawyer.
Goblin lawyer. I love that.
Ask about anything that catches your attention, anything that bothers you. All right, then, this beef steak you mentioned, what kind of food is that? Attention! Ugh. Beef steak is a delicious cut of veal vigorously cooked on a cast iron grill and served piping hot. Oh. If food could receive medals of honor, beef steak would be almost as highly decorated as a cutlet. Right. I see. Thank you, sir. Next question. He's raising his hand. This cutlet you mentioned. What kind of food is that?
Timothy.
Attention! Cutlet is a delicious cut of veal tossed in breadcrumbs and deep fried in cooking oil. Accept your guilty verdict, atone for your crimes, and when you're released from prison, try it. Yes, sir, I will, sir. On the double, sir. Sorry to interrupt, but how about trying to stick to questions that are relevant to the case?
I fucking love this game.
Sorry, I'll do my best. I have had deer jerky, actually, yes.
Same, it's actually not too bad.
I think when they say veal, though, I think they mean like veal like young cow and not veal like deer.
Yeah, deer is venison.
Yeah.
And veal is like a young cow.
Is it just me, or do you keep hearing a sort of wah? Negative!
It's right there. Well,
at least we've learned that he's a big beef lover. Affirmative. It's not easy knowing what questions to ask.
yeah, myself, blah, 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 we already read this.
Wait, hold on, I do a good old man voice. Hold on.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
A Koban, boy.
A koban? You mean an old Edo coin?
The day prior to the incident, a treasure of exceptional value from the Hoi period entered my possession. I took myself to the restaurant the following day, with said items secured in my bosom pocket, in the hope of an affluent cognizance. What's that? Cognizant? What? What the fuck is that word?
Siri, what does cognoscente mean?
Cognoscente!
Here's some information.
You're not gonna pronounce it for me?
No.
Synonym
Fuck you.
synonym is connoisseur.
Connoisseur. Okay, I'll just say that then.
In the hope of an affluent connoisseur, praised of its indisputable value being present.
I don't think he's using these words correctly.
I don't think he is either.
No.
So you were hoping to sell your Koban coin to Sergeant Nosa, whom you met at the restaurant.
Yes, it's quite clear where you're going with this, boy. You were about to...
Sorry, there are chairs moving upstairs.
You're about to assert that a penniless soldier would have no hope of purchasing a precious koban.
You know, I feel like he's giving him a little too much credit. I feel like this is less, I feel like he's like, oh, I'm thinking like 5 steps ahead of the defendant, and he's kind of right because the defendant is not thinking ahead at all. It's like that meme, it's gonna end up being that meme of like, the experienced prosecutor wondering how I'm beating him, me who's been eating the testimonies when nobody's looking.
Isn't that so?
Well, You little upstart cadet! You want to add disrespecting a superior officer to your list of crimes, do you? Blatant subordination!
Sir, I am not in the force.
I didn't say anything. The penniless might be just the word I was looking for.
In any case, the hour was already advanced beyond that of the midday luncheon. There remains precious few present with whom I could engage in discourse about matters of business.
I didn't turn my phone off of silent.
Oh no.
There we go. It's back on silent now.
The gentleman beside me, who was grappling with his braised veal at the time, was my sole prospect.
I see. So you're saying that you actually saw me at that time? Affirmative, I saw you. Laughing, cackling like a madman as you trained the barrel of your gun on the English civilian. But that's impossible. I only... Allow me to confirm just one point, please. What's that, Private? Thinking carefully about the statement you just made, it seems to me that it must have been just after you heard the gunshot that you looked over to the victim's table. And so what if it was? Well, if that really is the case, it means that you did not in fact see the precise moment when the killer actually fired the gun. Ugh! And double her! My sixth sense. Sorry? My sixth sense of danger. I picked up the waves of murderous energy irradiating from your foul mind. Which means, a split second before you pulled the trigger, I was looking right at you, cadet.
Dude, that would not hold up in any court.
Oh, this is the 1800s.
Even so.
Everybody posture check.
Ah!
Surely that's not really possible, is it? Do you think I'd have gotten where I am today in the army if I couldn't sense danger in the air, son? Well, it would seem the soldier is absolutely convinced that he saw you do the deed. This is not good. So this black uniform university cadet, you're saying that was... Ugh! I've had just about enough of your sauce, cadet.
Sauce.
You're sour.
Sauce. Who else do you see around here in black uniform, Looks over to Kazuma.
Points to Kazuma.
Well, there's someone standing right next to me who fits the description as well, but... It was you, you little weasel! You unloaded the firearm on that man! I found it. From behind his back! I'm sorry.
Behind his back.
Have I ever shown you guys my baby girl?
I think
I think you
not
have,
on stream.
please.
Not on stream. Nobody on stream has heard my. So I can do a good baby cry. I want to hear.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
do it.
go for it. hate that
I do that with my mouth.
Humans really are some of like the best mimics.
A human, which I am.
100%.
100%.
Yep. Yeah.
Yep. I don't think I read that whole line. Hold on. And you call yourself a citizen of the great empire of Nippon? You disgust me. Okay, that's the whole line. What is it, Ryunosuke? I'm not quite sure. Something the sergeant just said, but I can't put my finger on it. Something's playing on my mind.
So that was a baby cry.
So I'm pretty sure I just heard a baby?
Maybe it was a stray cat, I don't know.
Shit. If you find an inconsistency that there with what the witness just said, then don't hold back. Present the evidence to the court. Thrust it in the witness's face and make him choke on it.
Yeah?
That's one way to put it.
I was on my hands and knees investigating whereabouts of my mysteriously absconded precious curio.
Oh shit, I didn't mean to click forward. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do here. Listen, Ryunosuke, we know that there are lies lurking in these statements. It's time to expose them. I understand that. The question is how. Like I said before, the key to this is using evidence that you've collected. You can examine and present evidence while a witness is giving testimony by pressing E.
Ew.
Go through each witness statement and the details about each piece of evidence. Compare all the facts. So he said I did it from behind, right?
Yeah. So show the show the picture of the murder scene because it's in the chest. So if it was from behind and the bullet didn't pass through the body, then there wouldn't be an X in the front of the chest.
Yeah. What the fuck? I'm getting a call from psych. Hold on really quick.
Okay. D is muted, it's my stream now. Actually, I might use this time to go grab a little snack. Because my brother made some Swiss rolls at school today. And they're really good. Hang on.
I live.
Swiss roll acquired.
Hell yeah.
This is something my brother made in school today. It's
Oh, nice.
chocolate. It's a chocolate cake with vanilla and caramel icing, it seems.
Oh, that sounds so good, actually.
It is good.
Nice. Give me some.
Wish I could.
Just shove it through this. No, throw it hard enough and it'll probably get here. I love the music of this game so much. I miss Ace Attorney.
Aww.
Moss locked Psych out of the house.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
no.
Fucking
That
rest
dingus
in
with
pieces, my dude.
So that's why I had to go let them in.
Didn't like Psych accidentally like lock themselves up before?
I think so.
They were like on. Yeah, I remember because they were in the stream chat going, "Please open the door."
Please let me in.
Please let me in.
Somewhere in there you'll find something that doesn't add up. In other words, an inconsistency. Inconsistency. When you find a statement and a piece of evidence that seems to contradict each other, present your evidence with R and rip the witness apart.
Yeah, okay.
What?
Damn, okay.
I fucking love this game so much.
Just be careful, because if you assert a contradiction that has no basis, you'll be given a penalty. If you dealt too many penalties, the defense's case will fall apart and you'll receive a guilty verdict. So that's it. Peruse the evidence in the court record, find an inconsistency with a witness's statement.
Yay.
Alright, I'll give it a try. You can hear the witness's statements over and over again as many times as you like. So keep your head, be measured in your attack. Good luck, partner. Oh, so they gay.
Yeah, they're gay. Next one.
Prison.
Yeah, because there's no exit wound, so there's no way he was shot from the back.
Yes!
Music stopped.
Oh man, just fucking vibing.
What? What are you playing at, cadet? What is the meaning of this subordination? Thrusting this wad of papers in my mustache.
And we literally just threw it. Oh my god.
Inconsistency, sir.
I don't think he meant to literally throw it at their face.
I mean, yes, there's a clear inconsistency here.
What's nonsense? What can this document possibly tell us that we don't already know?
Well, obviously, that, I know what I want to say. The words just won't come out of my mouth.
I love it when that happens.
I think this proves my point beyond any doubt, Your Excellency. That there is no place for an amateur student here in this grand courtroom.
This is so frustrating. Oh, please. Surely this doesn't require an explanation. It couldn't be more plain. Oh, Ira is now playing Destiny 2. To spell it out would be an insult to the court. Kazuma, what?
What are you talking about?
It's apparent from a single glance at the post-mortem report presented by the defense that there is a clear discrepancy here with the sergeant's statement.
What?
Sergeant, yes or no, sir? Yes, sir, what, sir? The statement you just made was this. This black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian. From the back, the cowardly little weasel. Yes, sir! Affirmative, sir! I witnessed the crime with my own military-grade eyes, sir!
Yes!
But no, that just can't be.
Yes, but no.
And why not, cadet? Because...
You got this, man. I believe in you.
As is clearly stated in the post-mortem report, fatal hemorrhaging from pectoral ballistic trauma, no exit wound, bullet did not pass through the body. The photographic print of the victim clearly shows the same thing. The victim, Dr. Wilson, died from a bullet wound to the chest. Ah. Sergeant, according to your witness statement, the culprit shot the victim from behind. And what is obvious, and that is the obvious discrepancy here. Well, how do you explain it? There's a, there's a, hey.
You have a little something on your shoulder?
What was that? Something just popped up from behind his back, but he pushed it down again. Certainly there is a clear discrepancy with the facts here. Would you not agree, Sergeant Nosa? Yes, sir. At this juncture, that would appear to be indisputable. Till the moment I heard the firearm discharge, my eyes were firmly fixed on the delicious Le Carnival steak, sir.
Oh, that's like he's bouncing. He has a baby.
Yeah, he's rocking his baby. That's what I noticed. I was like, I remember that he had a baby on him, and I noticed like he keeps like bouncing, and I was like, oh my god, he's rocking the baby.
That's so cute.
Last testimony the court heard has proven one thing beyond all reasonable doubt. This witness, Sergeant Ayesanosa, did not see the defendant firing a gun at all.
That's absurd.
I think the conclusion we must draw is simple. There is no place for an amateur prosecutor here in this grand courtroom.
Ooh.
Oh, get him! Oh my god, get him, fucking! Oh my god! Yeah, he's got a baby. It's been a complete turnabout in the mood of this trial just from that one discrepancy. So this is what being an ace attorney is.
And roll credits.
Roll credits. But I definitely saw him. That university cadet there, he was pointing the firearm directly at the victim's back.
But no.
But I never fired the gun. All I did was pick it up off the floor. And you, old man, you didn't see the moment the victim was shot either?
Myself, already been quite clear. The gunshots interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor.
Just, yeah? Is that so?
Quite!
Yeah?
But you don't need to know the details of that.
Yeah, okay. Too busy on the what were you doing?
Hunting for treasure.
Oh, he's crazy. Treasure.
Deeds! The Hoyari Koban! My prized coin!
Oh.
Money? Yeah?
Did you see that jump?
Yeah. On each occasion when I visit that restaurant, it is my habit to place in my bosom pocket a particular trinket of interest from my shop, Razutai.
In the hope of meeting a rich diner who might like to buy it from you.
On the day under scrutiny, it was to the military man that I proffered my hoy treasure. Believe that he would purchase such a rare find, I did not. But I was presented with little alternative. And then, after averting my eyes for the briefest hour of moments, it was there no more. It simply vanished.
The Koban vanished.
Hunting around under the table I was, in case mayhap it had fallen there. And then it happened.
You heard the gunshot, you mean?
Indeed I did, but I heeded it not, for I was concerned only with finding my absconded holy treasure. Nothing could distract me.
Out of interest. Also, I've just noticed something that's making me, like, even more in love with him. They did the little eye shine in the corner of his eye.
Yeah.
That little shine on the skin, like, right in the
that
corner of the
detail.
eye. Like, I just, ew, I love it. Did you find the coin in the end?
No.
I see.
That's lamentable day. That precious holy Koban was lost to me. No doubt, some unscrupulous scoundrel pocketed the prize coin for himself.
As I'm sure everyone else present is aware, this case demands a swift and decisive resolution. Our government has promised to send a full report to Great Britain by telegraph this very afternoon. Nevertheless, this witness testimony the court has just heard was inconclusive. No matter how subservient our government feels it must be to the British, it would be unforgivable to deliver a verdict on this trial right now. What is your position, Prosecutor Ouchie?
Very not, Your Excellency. The defendants may have led a tiger at the front gate, but he will find a wolf at the back.
Sorry?
My witnesses have further testimony to make.
Explain.
Upon hearing their next statements, it will become abundantly clear that there is only one person who could have possibly committed this despicable crime. The equally despicable defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
What? He really seems to have a despicable opinion of you, doesn't he? I love his face right here. Like, I just love this pose. Like, huh.
It's so good.
He may be a pretty boy.
He might be a pretty boy.
He's a very pretty boy.
Hello, Hog Thing. Hog Thing. Hello, Hog Thing. I was reading your name and also the things you were saying. Very well, the court invites the witness to testify again. You will thoroughly explain the reasoning behind the prosecution's allegation. Is that clear?
As clear as curical glass, Your Excellency.
Yes, sir, at once, sir. Awaiting a signal to testify, sir.
Baby's got the same haircut.
Excuse me, but there's something or someone peeking out over your shoulder, I think. Affirmative. The newest member of the Nosa family to rise up through the ranks, sir. Name, Ado. Oh, no, Ido. Ido Nosa.
Oh,
I don't know.
His name is Ido Nosa.
I hate this game. I love this game.
Oh my god! It would seem these straps are a sign of the sergeant being too strapped to afford a nanny. Ido, tension! Your father is about to quell the enemy. Watch and learn, my boy. Why is that so cute? What the fuck?
I am a sucker for characters that are dads. You are the greatest.
I love characters. I love hard asses who are really good dads.
Yeah, same. It's like,
Even if what I saw wasn't the precise moment the firearm was discharged, it's almost the same thing. No, it's not.
no.
Yes, pointing his gun at the foreign man he was, the young lad in black. That's myself, I did see.
Furthermore, a visual search of the premises at the time confirmed that there were the only personnel present. We were the only personnel present.
Indeed, Loney was the Englishman, dining all by himself.
Therefore, no one other than the black uniformed cadet could have dispatched the Englishman. Over and out. Are we on walkie-talkies now?
Jeez.
He's...
Yeah?
I didn't get to say anything. Wait, that's nonsense. The victim, Dr. Wilson, wasn't alone at all.
Please, enough of these outbursts already.
Enough of your fucking shoulder pads, man.
Ah! Good ready for these. Pardon you.
But there was a woman. There was a young woman at his table. You must have seen her. Everyone there must have seen her.
If you call yourself a lawyer, then you'll respect the rules of court and speak accordingly. But you're not here to listen to your fantasies. It is evidence beyond all reasonable doubts that the victim was alone at the time of the incident. The prosecution has photographic evidence of this fact.
Is this a photographic print of the scene of the crime, Counsel?
Indeed. Of the table at which the victim was dining, taken by an investigator immediately after the incident.
Wait a second. Huh. Alright.
We go back. Okay. Vase, wine glass, wine. Fork.
I guess that must be the vase.
Yeah.
Wait.
Look at the steak again.
Yeah,
Wait.
it's like you can't quite see the entire
But
table.
the steak. Wait, hold on.
Steak.
Hold on.
I don't think there's enough here. It's too early on. Wait, hold on. The glass?
This one's empty.
Yeah. Hmm. The other one's full.
Interesting.
Surprise tool that we'll be using for later.
As can be plainly seen, there is only one place set.
But the body's not here too, so that could have easily changed between photos.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, but why fill up the glass after the body was removed?
I don't fucking know. Certainly, based on the appearance of this print, it would be reasonable to conclude that the victim was not in the company of anyone else. This doesn't make any sense. The court will add this new photographic evidence to the record.
Oh, sorry, carbonated water.
Carbonated water.
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 Water bottle.
Water bottle. Water bottle. Bottle of water.
A bottle of water.
I don't understand. What is going on here? It's just not possible that nobody else saw that woman. No. The waiter before said the same thing. He maintains that Dr. Wilson came to the restaurant alone as well. That's not true. I saw her. I swear I saw a woman with him. Was saying we'd be able to telegraph the report to Great Britain on time.
Great bit.
Woo! It seemed that we would be able to. We will. Fuck. God. Shut. Ah! It would seem that we'll be able to telegraph the report to Great Britain on time after all. The witness testimonies we've just heard leave no further room for doubt. Moffat's Mary Morstan be like...
These are very sensitive political times, as we all know. The ink is still fresh on the treaty with Great Britain.
Man, that must have been some wet-ass ink.
To think that Takatsuchi Yachi, will have contributed to the amity of these two great empires is an honor.
Yeah. How can this be happening? The judge is ready to rule. Stand tall, Ryunosuke. It's not over yet. What? What you say is true, and there's something going on here behind the scenes. Now's your chance to expose it. To draw out the truth. In your cross-examination. Please ignore the fact that I am drawing my sword. He really does look like he's about to murder everybody in the courtroom at any given moment.
God. Yeah.
I don't know, Kazuma. The defense is entitled to cross-examine the witnesses, but make it quick, understood?
Rules can be so unbending at times.
Ugh. The true culprit. Even if what I saw wasn't the precise moment the firearm was... Oh, we already read this. Okay. Yes. No, it's not the same thing at all. For a start, I didn't fire that gun. We have a difference of opinion on that. The opinion of a uniformed officer versus that of a fledgling cadet. I don't think so.
Consider this, defendant. Just a moment ago, I blinked.
Good for you.
Yeah?
Did you?
Did you see it? Did you see me blink? Behind those big ass glasses, I didn't.
How could I?
And yet, it is an undeniable fact that I did blink.
This is the stupidest analogy.
So there you have it.
Really?
Yes.
Have what? Tension! The sound of the firearm rang in my ears, and the very next moment, I saw you waving the gun at that Englishman.
I think that says it all, don't you?
That doesn't make any sense.
It makes perfect sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
It makes all the sense. And let us not forget that the antiques dealer witnessed the accused in this most incriminating position as well.
If he was shot from the front, then why was I behind him?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like he was shot from the front. I was behind him.
Isn't that so, Korikuta-san?
Yes, Flansy. Yeah, we already read this.
Phoenix Wright games are just about being the only adults in any given room at any time. It's true.
Yeah.
It's so fucking true. I am the only one that makes sense ever. And maybe it's true I was holding the gun at that point in time. But I've told you already that's only because I picked it up off the floor.
Obviously, it's the culprits. That's the only way you can explain it away.
I just finished drinking my coffee, and I was about to leave the restaurant when I noticed a gun on the floor at Dr. Wilson's feet, so I picked it up. At exactly that moment, a gunshot rang in my ears.
Full of events beyond our control, life is.
Sorry, what do you mean?
In your case, you found a pistol on the floor and picked it up, which precipitated this testing predicament. Why are you holding that knife like that? Whereas conversely, I failed to pick up the Koban from the floor and find myself in an equally testing predicament as a result.
Okay.
Anyway, the fact remains, myself, I did see you. With pistol in hand, standing over the foreigner.
You must have noticed someone else at Dr. Wilson's table. There was a lady there.
As you have been at pains to prove out time and time again, I feel like I'm growing a callus in my ear.
You might want to get that checked out by a doctor.
You know what, I just might. Thanks to you. And yet, no one else appears to have caught even a glimpse of this woman.
If only there had been more people dining there at the time, then someone else would have noticed her. Fortunately, it was already past 2 p.m. when it happened. Quiet time between lunch and dinner in any restaurant. And now, of course, the place was almost empty. It's what you'd expect. Certainly 2 p.m. is neither here nor there in terms of time to eat. Me, who constantly eats lunch at like 2 to 3. I wonder if there was a reason why the victim was eating at that time of day, and why he was alone. Excuse me.
Yes, Your Excellency, there was indeed a reason.
And that there was?
This was found in the victim's jacket pocket.
You didn't think of bringing that up until now?
That's like a thing in Japanese court where they don't have to tell each other about like certain pieces of evidence. They can just like surprise themselves, the other party with it.
Yeah, like they just get it passed by the police. They're like, okay, you can use it. They're like, thank you. And then updated autopsy report.
What do you mean updated autopsy report? What is that, Council?
It's a medical report card, Your Excellency.
He got all A's.
It would seem the victim had an appointment at a clinic prior to visiting the restaurant.
Okay, you joke, but that is a thing in Japan. They have like checkups and stuff that you get kind of like.
That you get graded? Like you're at school?
It's not like a grade, but they're definitely like, hey, this could be a little bit better. You should come in for another visit sometime or whatever. It's like so funny. You get a little report card.
What the fuck?
Aww.
That would just give me that would make me so fucking anxious. I'd be like, oh my god, I'm gonna get a C on my fucking health.
A normal thing to a fear. A totally normal thing to a fear.
A fear. 19th November, noon to past 1 p.m. The very day of the incident.
So the victim went for a late lunch following his appointment. The explanation couldn't be more simple. The prosecution felt no need to submit this evidence before, as it really has no bearing on the case.
I wonder... What do you think, Rionesca? Well, it's hard to see how it could be related, really. Remember, you can request for it to be entered into the court record as evidence if you think it could be useful. They asked for Dr. Wilson's medical report card to be submitted as evidence or not? Yes!
Yeah.
If I may, I'd like to ask for that medical report card to be submitted as evidence, Your Excellency.
On what grounds?
Because I want it.
The court has already heard conclusive witness testimony. Additional evidence would be extraneous.
Your conclusive witness testimony has so many fucking holes in it, it's entirely subjective.
Nonsense! Not to mention that the victim's movements prior to his arrival at the restaurant are of no concern.
Objection!
Well, that's not true, because he could have been there to beat somebody.
Whether or not they are of concern is up to us to decide. We have a right to explore all possible avenues.
I beg your pardon?
You have no authority to refuse a perfectly valid request for the submission of evidence. Very well, the court will grant the defense's request.
Youngsters these days are forever asserting their rights. It's a most disturbing trend.
Oh yeah, like how dare they?
How dare?
It's
Officer,
almost like they're people or something.
Officer, kindly add the victim's medical report card to the court record. What we need right now is new clues. I want to look at that report card. Can I not check it?
I think you can.
We have to explore things from every possible angle, even if they don't seem relevant at first. Right, I hear you.
You can conspire to prolong this trial as much as you like, but the day after the festival is already for you. I probably said that wrong. But perhaps you've forgotten that these witness testimonies leave no room for doubt.
No, they leave. There's so much room for doubt. There's so much room for doubt.
There's
Where?
so much.
Every.
Feel free to reiterate for the accused, Kurikula-san.
I think it's pronounced Kurekata. Cause his name is Kirio Kurekata.
Kurekata, okay.
Cause he's a collector.
Good. Oh, Kurekata. Ah.
Kirio Kurekata. I feel like I should be able to look at this. I feel like I remember being able to look at that.
Maybe that comes
Maybe
into
not
play
during.
later.
I don't know. If I'm able to do it during the cross-examination.
Yes!
So you actually saw that with your own eyes, did you? The victim, Dr. Wilson, dining alone.
I did. Forgive me for the position I placed you in.
So the testimonies of the old man, the soldier, and the waiter all agree on that point. Isn't that interesting? And let us not forget the incontestable evidence we have to support their statements as well. As can be clearly seen, There is only a single beef steak on the victim's table. A meal for one.
Oh. The antique dealer, the sergeant, and the waiter who testified before. It's not impossible they're all lying. But if so, why? If I'm perfectly honest, I have absolutely no idea.
Yes!
Why aren't you telling the truth? What did you say, cadet? I clearly remember. There was a woman sitting across the table from the professor. Perhaps one of you might not have noticed, but for both of you to have failed to see the professor's dining companion, it's just not possible. They're like pointedly looking away.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for you, Defendant Naruhodo, it's not just a case of these two witnesses alone. Sorry? The waiter, whose testimony the court heard earlier, clearly stated the same thing. He also said the victim was alone. That's right.
Precisely! In other words, you are the sole proponents of this phantom lady.
But I...
If such a woman were indeed present at the scene, the prosecution demands to see proof. And if no such proof exists, the prosecution demands that no further mention of this phantom woman be made. It is a blatant waste of the court's time.
There's nothing I can say to that. Excellent work, Ryunosuke. Now let's murder them all. We've gleaned some new information now. Well, yeah, but I don't feel like it changes much. I can't see that it brings any real discrepancies to light. I wouldn't be so sure. Let me see that medical report card you got. Oh, now now I can examine it because I had to wait for Kazuma to be like, you can examine it. Oh, you mean this? This is a brand new piece of evidence. Perhaps we should examine it in a little more detail. I wanted to!
I wanted to!
How
They
exactly?
wouldn't let me!
You'll notice that some pieces of evidence bear a magnifying glass. These are the ones you may examine. Yeah, and I noticed that that one didn't. Press space and you'll take a closer look at this piece in question. It still doesn't have it! Use E and E
EDR.
to rotate the evidence in all directions and examine it from all angles. By using WASD. Yep.
Wee.
You can move the crosshairs around to hunt the clues that may have been missed before. If the crosshairs start to pulsate, press space to investigate further. So, partner, I think you should take a closer look at this medical report card. I would have liked to, before you had to tell me to do it. So if there's something new to be learnt by examining it in more detail. Alright, I'll see what I can do. I need to use WASD and space to inspect any areas that evidence looks suspicious.
Rotate.
Right round, baby, right round. Like you're wrecking, baby, right round.
Rotate.
Rotate.
Rotate. Rotate report card.
Rotate report.
Rotate. It's upside down now and I don't know how to fix it.
I think you did.
Like,
Okay,
how do I? It's. It says "Hot a clinic" on this medical report card. I hate clinics almost as much as I hate hospitals and surgeries. Aren't they all the same? When I was 5, I caught the only cold I've ever had in my life. And I remember, even though I felt awful already, I had to have this hideous injection in my right arm. Ugh, I'll never forget it. Never in my whole life. Most people would give their right arm to have only had one cold in their whole life. Anyway, I don't think this is a clinic where they treat people for illnesses like that. Let's keep looking for clues. We don't want to miss anything. Achievement unlocked. Healthy curiosity. Oh, I just...
Oh, it's the same shit. Okay.
It looks like it would be different.
Yeah. Let's look at the back. That's the same prompt, yes.
Okay.
yeah.
Let's flip it around.
There we go.
Dentist. Looks like this medical report card was first issued quite some time ago. I like how it doesn't list the date. It has date and then a big blank.
Yeah.
It's probably a record of long...
month and day.
Probably a record of long-term treatment, that's why, with a family doctor, I'd imagine. Well, I can't imagine going to a doctor, I mean. As long as I'm alive, I'm never consulting one.
This guy got some medical trauma or something?
Ryunosuke dies of an infection. Well, if you were ever dead, there'd be no point. So you don't like doctors, then? Why would you? They make you drink horrible tasting medicine, they give you painful injections, and then they demand lots of money from you for the privilege, all when you're at your lowest ebb. You sound like a model patient. With a bad case of stubbornness or less, for which the only cure is very bitter medicine indeed.
That's it. This is the whole damn thing.
Probably just the whole damn thing. Let's have a look. This is some kind of medical history. And here's an entry for the day the professor was killed. Extraction of molar with topical anesthesia. Extraction of molar? You mean he had a tooth taken out? It would seem so. Just before the incident, he'd had a bad tooth removed. Perhaps they used laughing gas? That's the most modern practice in the West for pain relief. I've heard of this anesthesia. Though it's kind of hard to believe there's anything that can actually stop you feeling pain. There's a cautionary note from the medical practitioner as well. Strictly no food or drink besides water for 3 hours post-procedure until anesthetic effects have passed. Really? Sounds like information worth bearing in mind. I like how I'm just over Ryunosuke. This new information, the meaning of one particular statement totally changes. So I think it's time we listen... Oh, so I think it's time we listen to the testimony again, don't you? Definitely. Okay. How do you go back?
Go back.
How do you go back? Okay, there we go. I have to use A. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But he couldn't. Why did he have a steak if he couldn't eat?
Music stopped.
Yay! Well, I think,
About what are you whittering, lad? call yourself a lawyer?
I don't. I wish I could. But first and foremost here, I'm the accused. Ryunosuke. Everyone stumbles on their words occasionally. Under the circumstances, I wouldn't worry about it. Thanks, Kazuma. I could see quite clearly in that cross-examination you just carried out. When you raised your hand straight up like that so purposefully, you knew exactly what it was you wanted to say. Oh, he got healed.
You pretty?
He doing a little smirk though. He doing it. Oh no. Oh no. Guys, oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Now,
Pretty boy
you're just
syndrome.
now realizing it.
Oh no, guys. Oh no.
Uh-huh.
Oh no.
He's a pretty boy.
Oh no, I might be kind of into him. Uh-oh, gamers.
Can't blame you.
Don't feel like you have to choose your words carefully. Just say what you're thinking. All right. And thanks for the advice.
Breathe in, breathe out.
Karakita-san. This is a medical report card belonging to the victim.
Ah, I see, and I don't see. What of it, boy?
Comparing what is written on this report card with your witness statement, something clearly doesn't add up.
Dear me, dear me. Have you forgotten my words so soon, you amateur?
Sorry, what?
You are not to interrupt court proceedings with your amateur's drivel.
But...
Let's see if I can explain it in words you might understand.
I am conducting my cross-examination here.
It was after 2 p.m. in the afternoon when the victim was murdered at the restaurant. Whatever he may or may have done before that time is completely irrelevant.
It's incredibly relevant.
He had dental surgery. He couldn't eat.
But that's... Remember, Ryunosuke, you don't have to use clever language or fancy words. Just make your point.
Your Excellency, I believe we're finished here. There's surely no need to prolong this trial further.
Hmm.
The witness testimonies the courts have heard have been clear and concise. This medical report card has no bearing on the matter at all, for the simple reason that there is no one else besides this pale-faced pupil.
It did the noise.
Oh.
It did the noise. He's gaining his confidence. He's beginning to believe. Everybody sit up. It's posture check. This medical report card has nothing to do with the case? Do you really believe that?
What? That outburst half petrified me, boy.
Good.
Of course I believe it. How could it possibly be relevant?
Perhaps because Hata Clinic, which issued the report card, is a dental clinic.
Dental clinic? Is that supposed to mean something to me?
Perhaps if I told you that the victim had just had a tooth extracted?
Oh, what's this now?
And furthermore, if I told you that as a result, the victim had been forbidden from eating. Just, what are you trying to say, cadet? He had orders not to eat, so what? It's all written up in here. No further drink other than water for 3 hours post-procedure while anesthesia wears off.
What? No, that can't.
Karakita-san.
What, boy, what?
As you just heard, when he was killed sometime shortly after 2 p.m., the victim couldn't have been eating anything at all.
No, I suppose not.
Additionally, there's more. You have assured the court with unwavering self-confidence that the victim was dining alone. But that cannot possibly be the case. I forgot it was me for a second. Because the victim, as we now know, just had one of his teeth extracted and was still experiencing the effects of the anesthetic.
Oh!
Expertly done, partner.
Partner.
What? What is this nonsense? You little upstarts! These are baseless accusations! Just look at this photographic evidence! You can clearly see the plate of food at the victim's table.
Objection!
Use your head. That's the very discrepancy we're talking about, or can't you follow the logic?
How dare you?
I think it's fair to say that the tables in this restaurant case have turned. Wouldn't you agree, Ryunosuke? Yes! Most definitely! So having just undergone some dental surgery, the victim was unable to eat. Which leaves one very crucial conundrum. Who, in fact, was eating that pictured beef steak? Excuse me. The court will hear the opinion of the defense in this new puzzle. I assume you're ready, counsel. Counsel? Oh, yeah, that means me, doesn't it? Alright, answer to this question is going to be pivotal. This is the start of your turning this trial around. Show them what you're made of. Got it. So, person eating the steak at the victim's table must have been me.
No, as of yet unknown third party.
Wait,
No.
I just almost...
There you go.
Obviously, it could only have been someone else who was sitting at the professor's table.
You will not let this go, will you? There was no such person.
Why are you lying?
Why are you?
There was, because I saw her! When the incident occurred, we know the victim couldn't have been eating anything. Yet we have evidence of a half-eaten steak on his table. Therefore, the only logical conclusion is that there was somebody else there eating it. We have strong evidence to support our assertion. It's clear that these witness testimonies are unreliable. If the court decides to push through a ruling at this stage, we will lodge a formal complaint with the Ministry of Justice and pursue a fair retrial relentlessly. Kazuma.
Are you insane? You would take on the government?
Don't worry, Counsel. I have no issue with you.
What do you mean?
I have issue with them, those two witnesses on the stand. What are you talking about? We've demonstrated with evidence that the victim was not alone. So if it now turns out the two of you deliberately lied when giving your testimonies, obviously you'll be charged with perjury. Perjury? And since this is a murder trial, you will also be deemed complicit in the killing.
complicit in murder. No!
Negative! There was no mention of this at the tactical meeting.
What?
I was just following orders.
That's right, as the man says. Just say you never saw the gentlewoman. That's what they, told us.
Oh. Faint sound of the fan in the background. Yes! What? What did you just say, Karakata-san?
Oh, no.
You were just following orders?
Trembling.
Now, hold on, lad. I was,
Say you never saw the gentlewoman. Ugh. When you say gentlewoman, you mean you saw the victim with a lady from overseas? What?
What? What is the meaning of all of this? These witnesses gave false statements?
On your fucking orders, dude!
Is this true, you pair?
Maybe not his orders, but someone's.
Just one simple slip of the tongue.
He's holding up the baby.
Order! Council, explain what is going on here. It's painfully clear now. You tried to prevent these witnesses from telling the truth.
Absolutely not. The prosecution knows nothing of this.
Then who's behind this? Who tried to make you keep your mouth shut?
What?
That's classified. So you're not prepared to be tried as a conspirator to this murder, are you? You wouldn't. This can't be happening. Ryunosuke, judging from the way they're reacting to this, I'd say they were sworn to silence by someone with considerable influence. However, I don't believe Ouchie had any idea about it. What are you saying? I mean, to wield that kind of influence, there was only a handful of possibilities. It'd have only been the government, the military, or the police, I suppose. Well, any ideas about who might be behind this? If we can affirm who tried to silence these witnesses, then we can continue our pursuit. We need to name whoever it was that tried to make the witnesses keep their mouths shut. Of course, we'll need evidence before we make any firm accusations. Evidence that proves whoever it was really did wield this, his or her power here. But how? How can we possibly... Remember how we made the progress before? We examined this piece of evidence in more detail and found a new clue. It's gonna be the fucking business card. Oh yeah, that's right. Well, that's not the only piece of evidence we have, is it? We need to re-examine everything and make sure there's nothing we've missed. There's no time to lose. I want answers. If it's proven that these witnesses have been manipulated, I assure you the penalty would be severe.
Please, wait, Your Excellency! I had no idea about any of this. I swear to every Shinto god. I knew nothing!
And what does the defense have to say about all this? Well, Your Excellency? Can I look at it now? Wow, that's unexpected. What is? Look, do you see it says the witness's name here? Satoru Hosonaga. Well, yeah, business cards do tend to show the person's name. That's sort of the point. It's not the name that's unexpected. It's the job title. His job... Oh. Chief Inspector Satoru Hosonaga, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau. Inspector, what on earth? I have no idea. Let's face it, the police have a lot of power and influence. They're wielding it somehow here. Rotate. Rotate.
Rotate.
Rotate faster.
Rotate faster.
No, wait, I need to go back.
To which
Your Excellency.
Oh.
Oh.
Present.
I don't have it.
I
I think
supposed to present the.
Supposed to show the relative position of everything in the moments following the incident, but there's nothing to show the woman you say you saw there. Exactly, and that's not all. Here in the upper left where it says kitchen. Oh, yeah, whatever. No one would use those complicated characters to write kitchen, especially not if they were in a hurry. You mean you don't remember those characters yourself, don't you? Study harder, Ryunosuke.
No, flip it over. Maybe presenting the other side is what you
Well,
want
you
to
know,
do, 'cause you
there's
talked
it's
about
not
the
giving
other
me.
witness.
I hit it on accident.
Oh.
Yeah.
No time to think. Just gonna have to close my eyes and shout out the first name that comes into my head. Besides the prosecution, the only person with the necessary influence to manipulate the witnesses is...
That
Hataka.
guy. Satoru.
Surely that would be Satoru Hosonaga-san. And
Now you present the business card.
Whee!
Wait, did I? Oh no! Did I just I pressed it on accident? Hosonaga-san, the waiter who took the stand earlier.
Poppycock! What possible reason would the waiter have to make... What possible reason would the waiter have to make these witnesses give false testimony? Not to mention the fact that even a head waiter could not possibly have that level of influence.
For once, I would agree with you. If, that is, the man truly were a waiter.
What? If he truly were?
Come on, Ryunosuke, time to hit this court with the truth. Truth about Satoru Hosanagi-san's real identity as proven by this evidence.
Now
I present
Wow. we did.
the plan of the restaurant sketched by the man in question. I agree it shows a great deal of attention to detail, but I'm not sure we can conclude anything. Sorry, Your Excellency, that's the back of the card. It's the back of the card that's of interest. I beg your pardon? Perhaps I should have said the front. Yes, it's the front of the back of the card. That's where the telling detail is. Would somebody please explain what this overexcited student is trying to say?
Flip the fucking card over.
Flip the fucking card over, Your Honor. Hosonaga-san sketched the plan of the restaurant on the rear side of his business card. The front of the business card reveals the man in question's profession. His true profession. the waiter's profession, but that's surely good. Good gracious! That's right, Your Excellency. The card reads, Chief Inspector, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau.
What? The waiter is a police detective? I haven't heard any mention of this before. Why haven't I heard any mention of this before?
Just confuses everybody else.
Yeah. The Imperial Police Bureau has immense power. Absolute power as far as regular civilians are concerned. So, witnesses there on the stand. Was it in fact the waiter who gave you your orders? Was it he who told you not to mention that you'd seen the foreign gentlewoman at the scene? Well, Oh no, he's got the anime glasses. Inspector Hosanaga!
I was worried something like this may happen.
God's music!
The moment you asked me to submit my sketch as evidence, I realized it was a possibility. A single moss ball is now playing Destiny 2.
Yeah, I saw that too. Court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence.
Oh, well...
Is there a problem? Add the plan to the court officer at once.
Of course. Here you are.
Yeah, I remember now. He did act strangely when the judge asked him to hand over his business card.
I strive to carry out all investigations flawlessly. It's my guiding principle. But I let myself be distracted when I made that sketch. It was an unusually careless mistake.
So, you mean to say you really are a detective?
But why would a detective be working as a restaurant waiter? Of course, your salary must be
I was working undercover. You fucking imbecile.
Undercover.
Yes, there have been a series of incidents at the restaurant recently. In order to investigate, I decided to get a job there as a waiter, working undercover.
Incidents at the restaurant? What kind of incidents?
That would be classified police information, which I am not at liberty to divulge. However, I can state categorically that they are unrelated to the case of this homicide.
Or are they? Very well then, Inspector Hosanaga, but you will elaborate on one point for the court.
Of course, Your Excellency.
We have just heard new information from the two witnesses beside you. But at the time of the shooting, there was in fact another person present at the victim's table. If that is indeed true, clearly you would have been aware of this person's presence, having served at the table in question. However, your testimony did not allude to this other diner, therefore I am led to assume that in your professional capacity as a police officer, you required these witnesses to be in agreement. Would that be correct?
Correct, Your Excellency.
Unbelievable! As I suspected.
Yeah. As soon as I heard the gunshots, I ran out the kitchen to see what had happened. The victim sat slumped in his chair, and beside him, gun in hand, stood the accused student. Sitting opposite the victim as the same table was a young woman lady. What fucking shit?
Young woman lady.
Who I guessed to be an English woman.
So the rumor come out. Does Hosanaga is gay?
I don't know, I think he's pretty.
I think he's kind of
I
pretty.
immediately sealed off the restaurant and reported the incident to the bureau. It was then that I received some special orders.
Extra pickles?
Yes. Remove the English woman from the scene at once. It was made clear that the English woman's presence at the restaurant was to be concealed. Those were my orders.
But what if this English woman was the killer?
I think it would be in everyone's best interest not to pursue that idea.
Not mine. It would definitely be in my best interest to pursue that idea.
Well, you're not everyone now, are you?
Could be.
No. The Empire views the friendly terms of its relationship with Britain more highly than anything at the moment. As an Englishman has been murdered on our soil, to name an Englishwoman as the primary suspect, well, without irrefutable evidence, that would be completely out of the question.
So that's the reason for the disappearance of the Phantom Woman in this case. But it's not right. Hmm. Hmm. One possibility does spring to mind. What do you mean, Kazuma? Yuma University is currently hosting a number of exchange students from Great Britain. I'm fairly certain that one of them studying in the medical faculty's research laboratory is a young English woman. What?
You're a shrewd man. I can see why you're the chosen candidate for this overseas study tour.
You mean...
When I removed the woman from the scene of the crime, I thought it prudent to check her identity first.
And the court demands that you name the lady in question at once, Inspector.
The English woman sitting at the university professor's table was a certain Miss Giselle Brett.
Giselle Brett.
She is indeed a foreign student studying in the research laboratory of Yuma University's medical faculty. He seems like the only normal person right here.
No, I was saying, Karen just said Tyreen Adler.
What? What is happening here?
I admit that under orders from the police bureau, I erased all evidence of this lady's presence at the scene, and ordered these witnesses to make no mention of her in their testimonies.
I'm gonna go until this section ends once we start on the...
Up to your excellency. Sorry, what?
Because Missile asked, are we going to 8:30? Also posture check. I'm gonna go until this little section ends once we start the next section, because I believe there's gonna be a break right after this part. Once we go to that break, that's when I'm gonna call the stream.
Okay. It must not be up to your excellency to decide how to deal with this situation.
Very well, my thoughts on the matter are as follows. Thus far, the case presented to the court has been underpinned by a particularly critical premise. Namely, that the victim was dining alone. However, as we've now discovered that the premise is false, it would be desecration of our justice system to ignore the truth and give a ruling at this point.
But, Your Excellency! That would mean missing the noon deadline of a ruling in order to send the telegraphic report to Great Britain. Our own government will surely be very displeased by such actions.
The government can go fuck themselves. Calm yourself, Council. I will not allow the government of our country or any other to influence the proceedings of my courtroom. Inspector Hosonaga.
Yes, sir.
You will locate this Giselle Brett and escort her to the courtroom with the utmost urgency.
At once, Your Excellency.
But that means you'll be going against the special orders you were given from the police bureau.
As I said before, it is my guiding principle to carry out all investigations flawlessly.
So it won't be a problem? Oh, Jesus.
Nothing will get in my way.
Except for tuberculosis.
Except for tuberculosis.
But yeah, I love him.
I do too. Court will adjourn briefly. The prosecution must call the English student, Giselle Brett, to the witness stand. Do I make myself clear?
Yes. Your Excellency!
Good. Then we will have a 30-minute recess before reconvening.
Black.
To be continued. All right, I'm calling it there. Thank you guys so much for coming out. I had an awesome time. It is good to be back, baby.
Oh yeah.
It is so good to be back. I miss playing Ace Attorney. I love you all so much. I appreciate you all so much. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful evening. I will see you next Tuesday. I believe next Tuesday we're going to go for Ace Attorney. Wednesday we'll play it by ear. We'll see what we're going to do. I might see if Psych is available, and that way we could play some Guild Wars, because I want to play some Guild Wars. Anyway, good night. Follow me on Twitter, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Goodbye!
Goodbye.